Tommaso, welcome on the show. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Very good. Thank you, Leandro, and thank you for having me in this very nice show.
I'm excited because I have some Italian background and we are talking to the Italian American Chamber of Commerce. So it's it's gonna be cool.
And you're always welcome in the Italian community.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So before we talk about the chamber, tell
Sure.
us about yourself. Give us some background.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Italy, and I start my international career right after I graduate. When I went to actually Venezuela to learn Spanish, do a master degree there, and then I came back to Italy. I had the opportunity in my university to do an internship in Italian Chamber abroad, and I have a few different options, and I pick Miami as experience. And I came to Miami in 2000, at the end of 2000, actually October 12, 2000, Columbus Day, for an internship, for a 3-month internship at the Italy American Chamber of Commerce. So fast forwarding 20 years after, I'm now the president. From the interns, I became the president of the Italy American Chamber of Commerce. I feel like I close a circle, and is an organization that I like it very much. I really believe in that. They gave me the opportunity to start my career in the US, my life in the US. So I'm really happy to give back my contribute to the chamber right now. And
Well,
in the meantime, of course, I did the internship. Then I started my own career in different company. I worked for an Italian company in the hospitality industry. And then back in 2007, I started my own company, Thompson Hospitality, which is a supplier for hotel, restaurants, and cruise lines.
so now what you've done is you've gone through every level of the organization and now you're leading it. So that gives you more of a wholesome leadership approach. That's like, there's a show out there, I think there was, where you become CEO and then the CEO like hides or like pretends to be part of the first level employee and to kind of get the idea of how it is to be, at the bottom of the company. But I think that gives you a unique perspective.
No, it was an exciting journey. I mean, my experience at the chamber working there was probably just a couple of years as an intern before, and then as a project coordinator. I didn't actually do all the steps. And then I got back involved a few years after, first be part of some activities, then become part of the board of directors, then the executive committee, and then, yes, I became president 3 years ago.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
So now let's dive into the chamber.
Yes.
How did it come to be? How did it all start?
The chamber all started actually 30 years ago, exactly 30 years ago, this in 1992, where a group of Italian entrepreneurs, I think it was like about 20 Italian entrepreneurs, decided to get together and create this no-profit organization to support the Italian business community in the US market, but also to help American investor entrepreneur to have a bridge to Italy. After 30 years, the Italy American Chamber of Commerce Southeast is an organization, is a non-profit organization with about 300 members. It expanded with chapters throughout the Southeast region in Tampa, in Charleston, and in Atlanta, where we have a chapter of the chambers with other members, local organizations that has been able to bring our mission in the whole area. Because of course we're based in Miami, but we coordinate all the activities in the Southeast. And there are other 4 chambers, Italian American chambers in New York, in Chicago, in Houston, and LA. And we work together as a network. The mission of the chamber is to help Italian companies to get in the American market and guide them in the process of internationalization. Is also as a role, a local role in the Italian community to create a network, to create synergy, to create win-win relationship among Italian communities and Italian companies, but also between the Italian companies and all these US counterparts and all the international counterparts, of course, being in Miami. And another role of the chamber is to help local companies to get into the Italian market. So we wear different hats. But we basically our force, our point of advantage is just being able to create a network and to help company bridging the Atlantic both ways.
So these are some of the services you guys offer as the chamber.
Yes, we do. Sorry. Yes.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, we do. We offer those services, and also we organize event. I give you some of the recent services that we can. I mean, we can offer basic services, some guiding an Italian company to either just start importing, exporting in the Southeast of the United States, but even to follow them in all the steps and guide them in all the steps to create an office, a subsidiary, an organization, a stable organization in this market. We also give local services to other companies. They can go from the recruitment, can go from the researches, from marketing, from business to business meeting. A few years ago, we created, when we moved in a bigger office in Brickell, a project called Italian Lab. Italian Lab is a co-working space dedicated to Italian company that wants to come in Miami, and it's just like an accelerator for their business. They come, they set, we give them all the setup in order to start and be productive, from lawyers, CPA, from counterparts, so they can just focus to their core business. And the Italian Lab has been pretty successful in the last year. We developed recently, it was one of the last projects, a project called the Business Expert Channel, which is a website within our umbrella website dedicated to Italian company. And when there are some video tutorial of experts in different fields that give some recommendation and an overview of the US market for Italian companies.
Tell me more about, tell me more about the lab. How can one participate? Are there Italian companies that are coming to the area and
yes,
they can use the Italian lab to get started?
Yes, is a both of tangible and intangible benefits that this company can have. We have a dedicated office that they can rent as a regular co-working space, and we have a common space that they can use to work. They can domicile their company, their new the startup company or their US subsidiary in our offices. We can give them support with an administrative services, secretary services, and also we can guide them through all the different rules and regulations that they need to respect to do business in the US. And also being part of the environment, the physical environment of the chamber, they have opportunity to interact with different counterparts.
Thus, is it available exclusively to Italian companies, or can local individuals also?
No, it's open to everybody. Of course, the advantage is a company that have an interest or a tie with the Italian business community. So it's either an Italian company that comes here or somebody that's involved in the Italian business. So that's the really advantage of these structures compared to a regular co-working space. But no, it's open to everybody, and we are happy even to involve local companies to speed up their growth in their market. And even now, probably even more, because these things shift a little bit in the last year. Before, when people were free to travel, it was easier for Italian company to send somebody here. Now, it would be also a very good idea for local company to use that network power to expand their company.
And are there many sizes of offices available?
No, they're just basically three one sides, three offices on one side, and then a big common working space. But we realize that more and more there's less need of a physical space. There's more need of an intangible space, a network, something that has a bigger value than just a room with a desk and a chair.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Especially now
Exactly.
People are realizing they don't need a lot of that space, or at least office space, more like meeting spaces, right?
Exactly.
So the team once a week or whenever they want to do that. Does the use of the Italian lab include a membership to the chamber?
It does, exactly. It does because the membership is part of, membership is our value. Our value is our membership base. So the chamber is just a tool. Then it's up to the member to use it in the best way. And each member has a different way to use the chamber that suits best his company or his entrepreneur vision. So we are a small organization, and we are very flexible, so we can really adapt to our members' needs. So it's key for us to understand what the member needs, and it's also key for the member to understand which is the best way for them to use the chamber.
Perfect. And you mentioned that the Business Expert Channel, is that for members only?
No, this is open to everybody. This is really dedicated to Italian companies because also it's in Italian, and especially now it's the best tool because it gives the possibility to Italian companies to know more about the US market and the Miami market, the regulation, the environment, and how to get into this market from the distance. So just basically a mentoring process that we are giving to Italian company as their first steps in the US market.
Okay, so this is so perfect. So if I'm Italian, I'm interested in the US market, I can use this business expert channel to learn more. So how do I access that? Is that connected to your website?
Yes, it's connected to a website, and it's also a separate website, and you have access to a series of videos from specialists in different fields, from law, from CPA, from import, export, logistic. So an Italian company can really have the base on how to step into the market. And this is just the first phase. And then the second phase, we can introduce them to the real counterpart, to the best partner they might have in this market.
Great. So I'm going to put a link to the business expert channel. It's all in Italian. So it's for Italian companies. If there's anyone listening to this and can only understand Italian, it's I'll put that link in the show notes for their business expert channel. So you mentioned events is a big part of what you guys do. So
it is.
Can we talk about some of those?
Definitely. Again, there's another way of our activities that changed a lot in the last year, as you can imagine. One of the main events that we have been carrying on in the last couple of years is an initiative called True Italian Taste. It's an initiative from the Italian government to help educate the customers on the true Italian products. Not to say that they're either better or worse, it's just to educate what is a real prosciutto rather than a real mozzarella, why it's real, what are the characteristics behind. In Italy, there's a lot of typical regionality, product typical from different regions, and they have a certification of origin. It's called either the DOP or DCG, the same thing with the wines and with the food. So this is a series of activities to help educate the consumer on the Italian food panorama. We did a great event last year at the Port of Miami. It was called the Authentic Italian Table. It was something between a trade show, an educational process, a competition among chefs. There was over 1,000 people participating, like 60 exhibitors from the food and hospitality industry. There were several restaurants sampling. We created a chef competition in between. There was some presentation and seminars. And it was an event that lasted the whole day, and it was extremely successful at Port of Miami. It was a beautiful location, and Port of Miami was a great support of that initiative. This year, we move all those activities on a digital version online. The most recent event under the umbrella of the True Italian Taste was a visit to the Giusti balsamic vinegar place. I want to call factory because it's really a factory, but they have the museum. They have a museum about balsamic, and balsamic is a really fascinating product in the food panorama because you just basically transform from wine to balsamic over decades. So we visit the Giusti balsamic museum. We understand how to do the balsamic. Connected with Mr. Giusti in Italy inside the museum, we had also over 200 participants. And then we have contribution from the Italian tourism agency. They were present in the Emilia-Romagna, which is the area where Modena is, which is the place for the balsamic. And then we moved back to Miami from Toscana di Vino, which is a restaurant in Brickell, where the chef was live cooking a menu of three or four dishes using balsamic in different versions. And we invite some bloggers, some journalists, where we send them at home a case with all the ingredients. So they could cook together with us online, together with the chef. And there was another 180 people just listening and cooking with their own tools from all over the United States and Italy. It was a very nice and successful and fun event. It was very nice. And we have other events in this fashion, and we are looking forward to be able to do this event again in a physical way in the second half of 2021.
Before we started talking, you mentioned a gala.
Yes, I mentioned a gala because this year, as I mentioned before, is the 30th anniversary of the Italian American Chamber of Commerce here in Miami.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We have the idea to have anniversary gala in December, probably in the days right after the Art Basel. Hopefully, we're going to be able to do that in physical. Is also going to be the opportunity to deliver our Italic award. Our Italic award, we start that during the 25th anniversary of the Chamber when we did another gala. And we create an award representing Italy, designed by Dodar Aslan, which is a famous designer in Italy. And we have been having this award ceremony already twice. And the idea to do for the third time during the 30th anniversary gala in December is going to be an award given to true Italian ambassador, people that distinguish themselves to promote the made in Italy and the Italian brands and the brands of Italy itself across the world. Of course, for us will be in the US. I'm really looking forward to have this event in person in December and to celebrate 30 years of activities and celebrate 30 years of loving Italy and promoting Italy.
So are you planning to have an event before the gala, or are you going to be shooting for the gala only?
No, we have events all years long. Right now we have events like a business breakfast. I mean, before were in person. Now they are on digital platform. We have webinars on different topics. We have other events from the True Italian Taste that we're going to be digital. We have several events planned throughout the years. Of course, the gala is going to be our signature events. Another very interesting event that was extremely successful 2 years ago, it was the roadshow. We did a Florida roadshow in Italy. In Italy, we have also some antennas, let's call it some branches, some local office that promote the Chamber, promote the US, promote the collaboration among the two countries. So we have antennas offices in Milan, in Bologna, and in Rome. So we did a roadshow in Italy covering these three cities plus Florence, where we were presenting the opportunity of the South Florida market to Italian companies. So we were presenting opportunity for Italian companies to come doing business in Miami and in South Florida, together with specialists on the legal aspect, on the fiscal aspect, on the logistic aspect. And it was extremely successful. We have in each city, we did this presentation. It was a very long presentation, but very interesting. So there was a great commitment for local companies. It was between 3 and 4 hours, and we had anywhere between 50 to 100 companies every time they're presenting, and has been a great event. We are planning to do the same thing in a digital version because we have no other way to do it, and on the two sides of the Atlantic, we want to repeat the roadshow, which now is not going to be South Florida only. It's going to be Southeast, because it's going to be not only Miami and South Florida, but it's going to be also Tampa, Atlanta, and Charleston, because we have been growing a lot in the last years, presenting opportunity for Italian companies. And also we're going to do the same thing, the same roadshow in our area. We're going to virtual go from Miami to Tampa, to Atlanta and Charleston, and then create connection and network between our members, among our members, and other companies and other entrepreneurs, to create some additional business. So the roadshow, it will be definitely, the virtual roadshow with definitely another big event. And again, we look forward to recreate that in a physical version probably next year.
So you also have another event called the Best of Italian Design, right?
Yes, we do. And last year, it was another successful event in the Miami Design District. It was a 2-day event with a food competition in some showrooms where chefs were cooking and give a sampling, and then there was a jury of bloggers and journalists creating a winner for the event. And we have some webinars, some seminars inside of the Moore building. And then the day after, we had a tour of different showrooms with architects, interior designers. And it was a very successful event. And this year, we're going to repeat something similar. We still have to have an idea of the format and create the new format.
Awesome. How can people find out or get to know the latest on these events, when they're going to come up, the dates?
It's definitely on our website, and also people can register to receive a newsletter with all the information and the activities on the updates of on the chambers. And of course, participating to our events is the best way to get involved to the chamber activity.
Great. I can put all that information in the show notes to share with our listeners. I understand you guys have a good relationship with the consulate here in Miami, with the Italian consulate office.
Definitely, we are part of this Italian system to promote Italy. I mean, the consulate, of course, in very different way. More for us, only on the business way. But it's a great, let's call it partnership. We are working together on a lot of different events. Best of Italian Design is a great example where there's a day for the consulate where they promote Italian design, and we work together to create synergy and work together, because we think we can create a lot of win-win relationship between us, the consulate, and all the Italian community in South Florida.
Awesome. I've also worked with the Italian consulate here when I was doing international relations for the city, and it was a pleasure.
Oh, we had a wonderful lunch. You remember when?
Yes.
To the introduction of the consul with the mayor. It was a very, very nice event, and it was another successful event.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
So I know that we're running out of time, and one more question. I know that the chamber has been growing fairly quickly. Can you touch on that for us?
Oh, definitely. And this is one of the aspects that make me really proud of being the head of such a successful organization. And because we have a wonderful team working on the chamber every day, and really making and bringing the chamber to another step. There's Nevio Boccanera and Lercia Marcenaro, the chamber, and they really are the true engine that brought the chamber to another level in the last years. We reached our highest number of members ever, over 300 a few months ago, and has been very exciting for us in Miami, and with the chapter they mentioned before, in Atlanta and Tampa especially. And also this is also supported at the great growth of the Italian share of market in South Florida. Give you an idea of numbers, the Italian import in our area represent almost $6 billion value in every year. And there are about 250 Italian companies or Italian branch of Italian companies in the Southeast that they give employment to around 15,000 people. So it's a fairly good and nice business community.
That's amazing. Awesome. Well, Tommaso, thank you so much for joining us and telling us about the chamber. And if people want to know more, I'm sure they can reach out. I'll put the information in the show notes. So thank you so much.
Reach out. No, thank you. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for giving some space at the Italy America Chamber Southeast.